Welcome back to the Supremely Black Podcast. This is your boy D Rose. Um, just to kind of get into it, I told you all that I'll be updating you with the Ahmaud Arbery case. So I definitely shout out to my supporters that got this information to me. Even myself, I happened to check it out today. Over the last few days, they've been talking about a bunch of different information in regards to the case. The father has came out, and the father and the son, and Roddie, which is the guy that was following, that actually videotaped it, which led to it getting leaked out to the public, which to me honestly sparked the whole case. Without that video, I think it would have been just a good old case of just some good old boys down in Georgia protecting their property from a black man that was alleged theft victim, in which is Ahmaud Arbery. So when we're looking into it, their whole entire story has changed within the first 3 days of trial. The officer that had arrived stated that he heard nothing about a citizen's arrest. So what that means in the state of Florida, state of Georgia, if there is someone that is expected to commit a felony, one, they could do a citizen's arrest, but two, they're able to arm themselves, and if they're in any threat or feel that there is in any need to protect themselves, they're able to do that by any means, especially if they feel like their life is being put into danger. And the reason why I mention that is because I know I mentioned in my last video is that be very mindful of some of the things that are happening within this case, which is starting to change a little different. But again, these are things that we've seen before. But to kind of explain what those trail of events changes for him, because if the officer that had first reported to the scene didn't hear anything from the attackers, the killers, the murderers, right? If he heard nothing from them saying that they had planned to have a citizen's arrest, that changes the entire direction on the case, right? So now that they're no longer able to use that as the reason why they chased Ahmaud Arbery, and as Roddie stated, hit him at least 4 or 5 times with the truck chasing him down. And by the time that they had stopped him and he had got into a scuffle, Travis, which is the one that which is the one that shot the shotgun and killed Ahmaud, stating that he had warned them, stop while I blow your fucking head off, etc. You feel what I'm saying? So that type of shit right there is now thrown out the window. So the only thing, just to kind of keep you all in the loop, that's going to make it any different is if that the jurors look at that as something that they were still trying to do right. Because if they never mentioned a citizen's arrest, basically what you all done was hunted him down, and as people are saying, is a modern day lynching in broad daylight for absolutely nothing. Because Gregory, which is the old police officer, which is the Travis's dad, states that he searched Ahmaud looking for a weapon that he had allegedly stolen from one of the vehicles, and they had suspected because they had seen a black guy from an old video, and he looked like him, which, they say we all look alike, so I ain't buying that shit either, right? So he searched him. There's no gun on him. There's not anything that he had stolen besides his own personal possessions, which leads us to believe that he was still out on a daily jog. So really it's up to the jurors to make sure that they, listen to what's going on and separate fact from fiction or their white privilege. So now this comes back to what I mentioned in the first video, with it being 11 white jurors and only 1 black. How important is this going to be? Because this is a dramatic turn within the actual case. Because if people understand the difference between a citizen's arrest and then somebody hunting them down, that almost throws out the entire case, and they can move forward to say that we're done anyway, right? But with them not actually being biased, that switches how everything could be viewed, right? So I think that's huge. Another thing is somebody that's actually on the defense team had mentioned today that they were removed or had to go into the recession. And matter of fact, let me just make sure that I actually, because I want to make sure I get his name correct from this one, because we need to keep this in our back pocket, the ones that are actually following this case. The judge had asked the juror, defense attorney Jason Sheffield, for being disrespectful, that it would not be tolerated in the court, to go into the recession so he could think about how he's conducted himself. So they basically, the things that he was saying were so rude and nasty within the court, they had to go into a recession. Recession pretty much meaning a timeout to see exactly what was going on, or why was he conducting himself in this manner. That's another huge thing. Now you have to think, this is the defense attorney going about it this way. So this just shows me is that in our reality, they walked into this feeling as if that, one, the three of them never thought that they would be in court for killing a black man. Two, Greg being a former police officer, that gives me that white privilege that we all talk about, that there's no way in hell he's going to be going into court. And three, it's still in their advantage that they have 11 white jurors that I'm pretty sure in that small, predominantly white town knows exactly who those people are that they're prosecuting, but they've been taught on how to play the game so well. So it really comes down to almost praying and hoping that it's not in that. But when you look at it and how I'm looking at it and how the world's pretty much looking at it, with all of those things showing up in just 3 days into trial, which direction is this actually going to go? Is it going to be a fair case up and down, or will they still stand on the standard principle of just having white privilege in America and not being charged for anything? Because with the stuff that's being put out from the police officers to the guy that recorded it, and of course Travis and his dad Gregory is going to be standing on the same. They're going to be on the same page. But from the guy that was with him, Roddie, from the police officer, and how the defense attorney is acting, to me it looks as if that it could be a fair trial. But then it also gives me the thoughts of, with them being more of peers to Roddie, Greg, and Michael, that gives me that still doubt of they could walk away with this, because Ahmaud only has one peer, which is one black person, on that juror stand, and it's 12, right? And it's 11 white. And I keep going back to that is because I still want us to remain focused and just look at the trial and see exactly what's going on. But as you look at the facts, it looks as if that it's set up to be an honest and straight trial, unless, to me, they're pulling a different rabbit out the hat and doing something different that's going to play with our mind. But as I said, I'll keep you all posted. I appreciate the people that have reached out to, give me some updates on what they've heard, of what they've read. It's greatly appreciated. Hopefully this, goes in our favor. But I'll keep you all posted. As I said, this is your boy D Rose again. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this content. And also, when you review it, make sure you hit the like button, but comment as well. I would love to hear your thoughts in regards to what do you think so far. I think it's like day 3 or 4 into the trial. Some of the things that you've heard, some of the things you're not happy with. But again, this is your boy D Rose, and I'm out. Salute.